Again, apologize for that. Alright. So I think should be able to finally get this right without it being paused in between. Alright. So Kevin Durant replied to Barkley, of course, because he's Kevin Durant. If you don't know, Barkley, because, the podcast just came to you. Barkley said that KD has to win a championship as the bus driver of a team, or number one option on a team. And I did agree with it. Because he was the best player in Golden State, I think. But I do think he definitely, as a top 15 player ever, he should be held to that standard of winning a championship as the defined guy. But anyway, KD said that Barkley is just jealous NBA players make more money than he does. I don't think I have to explain why that's untrue. Charles Barkley makes a crap ton of money. He states his opinion for a living. I think that's what he really believes. And I don't disagree with it entirely, KD has, like I said, he's already established himself as a top 15 player ever with what he has right now. If KD really wanted to cement his legacy as a top 10 player, like Curry kind of has, like people are putting him in the top 10 now, and their best players all time, I think he's closer to 11, but not entirely sure. I think I'm starting to, lean more towards putting him, in my top 10. Definitely on the lower end, right now. We'll see where he goes. But, he doesn't... He just takes things too personally. That's his downfall, really. It's his Twitter account. That's his downfall. It's not how he plays, It is his Twitter account that is killing him. Alright. So Kyrie Irving, I never hate on him, right? He posted a cryptic tweet after the impasse with the Nets. I don't think it's really that cryptic. It's just random, really. People are trying to figure out the meaning. There's really nothing, I think, to really take from that. It's not... if you want to see cryptic, you look at the Packers last year when they were posting a bunch of pictures. Hold on, I gotta find this. They were I think you guys all know. They posted a bunch of pictures of Chicago Bulls players, obviously referencing The Last Dance, That's just, that was really cryptic. Especially Pippen and Jordan being posted by both Rodgers and Adams. That was cryptic. I don't know if what Kyrie posted was cryptic as much as it just was random. But I did have some thoughts on the Kyrie Net situation. It's tough. By the way, later in the podcast, I'm going to say I'm going to go through teams that I think might be able to suit Kyrie. Because I do think they're going to wind up trading him. I think that's their best option. The problem with the Nets is they're not really better than anyone. They're not really the best in any important category. Chemistry, they don't really have that. Really, KD and Kyrie are close, but I mean, on the basketball court, they're both score first guys. They don't really have like chemistry. That Jordan and Pippen had, which was, Jordan was the main scorer. Pippen and Jordan were both great defenders, but, on defense you can't take anything away from someone. On offense you can. On offense you could take away the scoring load away from someone. Yeah. But on defense, you're not going to take anything. You're just going to add to how great that defense is. And by the way, that's my next point. Defense was actually very important in these playoffs. The Celtics, Warriors play a lot of defense. You don't realize that. But, look at the East, to be more specific to the Nets. Bucks, they succeeded. They probably would have made the finals had, Middleton not got injured. I think they do beat the Celtics in that case. But, I think, just think about it. Heat, Celtics, and Bucks all play defense very well. They all got great chemistry. They're all very well coached. The Nets are none of that. They don't have defense, not much chemistry. Steve Nash is really not the best coach. I think we all figured that out by now. And, I just really don't know if any team is going to really... If it's... Oh, damn. It's best for the Nets to move off him. You gotta look at all sides to an equation. Or to a situation, For the Nets, it would be best to get rid of Kyrie. And for Kyrie, it would be best to move off the Nets. I don't know if Kyrie would be best for any team, though. It would be best for any team to take Kyrie. He's great when he plays. He averaged 27 this year. How many games did he play? 29. Out of 82.
They just delayed my car until the 18th.
He just wasn't... He's just not very reliable.
Yeah.
To be there every time and be available. And that's what you expect when you bring Kyrie in. You expect him to be reliable too. Which I just don't think he would be. Alright. So, probably the biggest news of the day. I mean, pretty mild day. I'm going to go over this, and then I'm going to get into the final segment of the day. Told you, fast podcast. What teams I think might work for Kyrie? So, Gronk is retiring. Obviously, great career. I really think probably the big five tight ends, Tony Gonzalez, Kellen Winslow, Antonio Gates, and John Mackey, and Gronk, I think, are the best five. I don't know how I would rank them, but I do believe that, obviously he's a Hall of Famer. He might be the most dominant tight end, especially earlier in his career. His connection with Tom Brady, almost unbelievable. I don't know if really that's a big hit for the Bucks, though, when you think about it. He got a few touchdowns. He was a big part of that Super Bowl run. But they still have O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate and Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. They still have all these players and all these weapons for Tom Brady. I think they'll be fine. Alright. Finally, to end this quick podcast, we're just going to go off the cup here. I have no idea where I might think Kyrie would fit. I'm just going to go through a few people. I might just go through every team in the league. See if I think he fits there. Suns, no. Got a guard. Memphis, no. Not work with Ja. Clippers might work. The Clippers Clippers are interesting, actually. I gotta talk about that now. By the way, I don't actually think he fits with the Nets. I think I already explained that. It would be best for them to move off him. Because they require size, not shooting. Especially in a Big East with Giannis, Embiid, Bam Adebayo. But the Clippers are interesting because PG and Kawhi are both... I think it would be good if Kyrie ran the point, like just ran the offense, really. Because PG and Kawhi take the defensive load off of Kyrie. And, obviously Kyrie's just not a good defender. Kawhi and PG are two of the best two-way players in the game. So they'd be fine on defense if they got Kyrie. And, I think that would be a good fit in with the Clippers, I think he would generate the offense very well. Again, I really don't think he's the best fit for any team, really. Warriors aren't taking him. Mavs aren't taking him. Celtics no. Bucks no. Sixers no. A lot of no's right now. Knicks might work. I mean, not a bad team. They were just a lot worse this year than they were last year. So that was shocking. But they were actually close to 500 last year, the Knicks, which is impressive for them. But, I think he could work there, it's, he could fit with the Knicks. I mean, if he signed there, it wouldn't have been that bad. They got Randall, and RJ Barrett's a good player. He can play that small forward. He averaged 20 points last year a game, that was, Julius Randle. Another 20-point guy, but the good thing is, when you compare them to the average NBA player today, the good NBA players today, that's a low amount of scoring, 20 points. And they got great shooting with Evan Fournier. They're not a badly built team, the Knicks. I think Kyrie could probably work there. He might have to be a shooting guard. No. The thing is, I've always seen Kyrie as more of a shooting guard, more of a Allen Iverson kind of guy. He's got the size of a point guard, but he's more of a shooting guard. But I think he could be a good focal point for the Clippers or the Knicks. Those are two teams that don't really have that. So I think he could fit for them. And the only other team I can think of that actually fits is the Lakers. But the Lakers are such a mess. How would adding Kyrie, someone as unpredictable as Kyrie, to the mix help? You got AD, who is probably going to miss at least 20 games next year, like he does every year. You got LeBron, who will probably have another aching injury for a decent amount of the year, which he has for the last few years as well. And I mean, yes, LeBron is going to give you. This year he was able to give you 30 points a game, but he wasn't able to be there all the time. So he might be able to fit there, but I think it will just be more drama to the Lakers, and that's just the last thing they need. I don't know. Those are the teams I think that could probably fit Kyrie. Again, apologize for not posting yesterday's podcast until today, and today was a mess too. I had to reset the podcast multiple times because it kept dying out. Alright, but good stuff today. Again, back for one more 5-day week, then I gotta go again. Then for another weekend, then I think I should be back for one more 5-day week. I probably gotta leave again. And I should be back for a decent amount of time. I'll see what I can do. I will see what I can do. But one guarantee is I will be here tomorrow. So, Google Podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, or iHeartRadio. This is Dylan Miller, Delito Dylan. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day.